Star Wars The Force Awakens. Wow. I mean, I remember way back in 2012 when this was like first announced that Disney bought Star Wars. What an occasion that was. And they said, yeah, we're making a new one. Everyone was like, you know, naturally skeptic because it's like, well, how's this going to work? And then more and more information came along, and we got trailers, we got cast, we got everything, and here we are today. Anyways, first things first, Star Wars The Force Awakens is good. It's really good. I came out of this film just going, wow. I came out of this film just being like, oh my god. Just being in utter just shock and awe and just amazement, really. Now, that's not to say it's a flawless movie. No, I could point out a few issues here and there, but I'm going to talk about what I liked about it first, and this is going to be spoiler free. All right, I'm going to be as general as possible. First things first, the characters. They're fantastic. Rey and Finn, the two leads, John Boyega and Daisy Ridley, these two have like long careers ahead of them. I hope they go places. I hope they go far. In a galaxy far, far away. But they're just great characters. Rey especially, I think, is my favorite character in this. Just her introduction is just, I just love seeing how she works. You know, she's, without giving too much away, you know, she's on her own. She's learned how to fend for herself, and she learned how to just make ends meet all on her own. And she's a bit of a bit of a fighter too. You know, she's not going to take shit from anybody. Finn I like a lot too, because it's just like, you know, the general premise with him is like, you know, he was a stormtrooper that just didn't fit in, really. I thought that was really good. And Poe Dameron too, Oscar Isaac. Yeah, everyone's kind of said the same thing. Everyone kind of wishes he was in it a little more. It's just, there's something about him. He's got just such a confidence about him that's just, it's thrilling to watch. He's not cocky, no. He just has a lot of confidence. And, like, you know, he's not intimidated. Like there's an early scene. It's, you know, it's like an intense scene, but he just kind of plays it up for laughs. And that's another thing I like, the humor. The humor actually works. It's some scenes in particular, you're gonna laugh your goddamn head off. I know my theater was. My theater absolutely was laughing their heads off. Especially one such scene involving two stormtroopers. For those who've seen the film, you know the scene. But yeah, and in regards to the characters, both the new characters and the old characters, Harrison Ford, oh my god, give this guy an Oscar or something. He is just, he's fantastic in this. It's hard to say without spoiling much. I'm trying to keep this as spoiler-free as possible. He's just fantastic. You know, I thought like, okay, he's gonna be there just to, you know, he'll be the center. You know, he'll be kind of. I just thought it'd be like, oh, he'd just be babysitting these two characters, but no, it's like they all act in accordance to one another. Like, I love seeing him interact with Rey, especially. That's really good. And it was nice seeing Chewbacca again. Just seeing those two in action is just that's fantastic. You know, remind me of the good old days, I guess. And the main villain, Kylo Ren, who's, wow, I'm not sure what to think, really. When I first, you know, I went into it thinking, alright, he'll be a big, bombastic bad guy. We'll see how it goes. But as the film goes on and as more about him's revealed, I'm just like, wow, this guy's pretty messed up. He's just interesting, too, actually. He feels very human, though, for like someone who's done a lot of terrible things. But yeah, just him. I think he's, yeah. You know, hopefully he. Sorry, I just lost my words there for a second. I'm trying to say it's not spoiling much, so it's hard. No, I just thought he was a fascinating villain, a fascinating character, and just his role and everything. And I just thought that was really good. And Adam Driver plays that really well. I also really like the helmet too. It's just, you know, it's just, you look at that, it's like, it's intimidating. And his lightsaber is pretty sweet. What else do I like? And the old characters, obviously. I mentioned Han Solo and Han Solo and Chewbacca. I like it when we meet Princess Leia as well. Just seeing her, and you know, I love seeing that. Just you know, the relationship between Han and Leia. You know, 30 years later or something. it's like, you know, it's like these two genuinely do love one another. But there's also this sort of like, remorse in a way between the two. I don't want to give too much away, but it's interesting, like, when, you know, the semi-spoilers, when the two come face to face with one another later in the film, it's just a really, just the look the two give one another, I think is just, you know, Carrie Fisher and Harrison Ford, they did it really good. Of course, I can't forget my second favorite character, BB-8, who I'm pretty sure is a she. But BB-8 is awesome. Pretty much any scene that, you know, focuses on BB-8, or any shot, really, you're gonna laugh. Just everything she does is just like, it's like, was this cat, like, this thing is just, it's so much fun to watch. It has such a, like, energetic personality, and just the visual gags that they do with this thing, and other such things, like her interacting with other characters, I think it's so well done. I think my favorite visual gag, and this is, yeah, sort of semi-spoilerish, just for the warning, was when BB-8's trying to get down a flight of stairs. Like, you know, it's a serious scene involving Rey, but BB-8's just in the background, and she's just like, boop, just like, kind of like nudging forward and then just sliding down, like kind of edging step by step by step, and it's just like, well, I guess so. She doesn't want to smash her head going down the stairs. But yeah. Other such things to praise? The music. It's really good. Especially Rey's theme. I think that's my favorite of the score. And the cinematography. There is one scene in this film that, like, you know, my friends at film school, just like, my friends at film school, just the lighting in it, like, is just incredible to look at. And some great shots. You know, some you've seen maybe in the trailers, you know, the TIE fighters coming in by the sun. That looked really good. And a lot of cinematography involving Rey, when we first meet her, is just so beautiful to look at. And visually, it is just gorgeous. The visual effects are just incredible to look at. Every now and again, I kept thinking, like, is that a scale model or CG? I can't tell. It's like, it looks really good, though. Or, you know, practical or something. Shot on film, it looks very nice. Like, I saw this in AVX, not IMAX, so I want to see this in IMAX, absolutely. But yeah, those are all the things that I have to praise about the film. I just think it's a very fun film. It's, you know, the focus, the heart and soul of it is in its characters, and that's what I wanted more than anything. I just wanted just to have great characters, seeing them go on this incredible adventure, seeing them kind of being thrown out of their comfort zone, seeing them do things way beyond their comprehension. But to me, that's just that's the heart and soul of the film, the characters for me. To be fair, that's the heart and soul of, you know, of a good Star Wars film, is that its characters. But yeah, now for the nitpicks. I'm not going to be too nitpicky. Yes, as everyone has said, it does feel kind of familiar in a way. You know, it's like, alright, that's reminiscent of that, that's reminiscent of that. But I think it, you know, I did kind of notice it, especially towards the end. But it doesn't break the movie, though, if you ask me. I mean, like, look, if this was just a carbon copy, and if you could tell easily, like, if this was just a carbon copy, even, like, certain dialogue was just copy and pasted, then, yeah, I think it would have broke the movie. But for the most part, no, it doesn't bother me so much because it's done well. And, you know, sometimes it is done differently. And at times, this is semi-spoilerish. You know, the characters do poke fun at it. It's just like, you know, we did this once before. You know, we did this that one time, so we could probably do it again. I don't know. But yeah, other such things, it does go at a very breakneck pace, especially like the first third. It kind of just goes scene to scene to scene to scene to scene to scene to scene. You know, it slows down a bit, you know, once, like, after the first third is over, like in the second third. And it does slow down. We get more development of the characters and story stuff, so, you know, that's good. Oops. And, you know, this might be a hit or miss for some people. I'm kind of in the middle of this. I'm not sure what to think. You know, it does leave some stuff unexplained. Obviously, you know, for future movies and whatnot. Well, you know, in the sense that I mind it in that, like, well, if you're going to introduce something, but like finish it for, until the next movie, especially if it's something fairly big, like, hey, who's that big guy in the back there? Then kind of a bit bothered by it, but at the same time, if it's something like, certain characters' relations and whatnot, then no, I'm not really bothered by it because, it's because journey of self-discovery and whatnot with involving the characters. Just the last final gripe, I suppose. Sorry, I just lost my words there for a second. And I guess a sort of gripe in a way, but, this is it does, I think, bank a little too much on nostalgia at times. I mean, there was, some saying it does feel derivative. I can get by that. Sometimes it's just like, hey, did you notice that one thing there, right there? You see it, you see it, you see it, you see it. It's from that one movie, that one time. Yeah. Sometimes stuff like that, it's kind of just like, well, they don't draw attention too much. I mean, sometimes it's like blink and you miss it. But yeah, that's all I really have to say. But as it stands, this is easily one of my favorite films of the year. It was just the anticipation was real. I'm just glad it delivered. I mean, look, if this had ended up being bad, I don't know, I would have gone into some sinking depression or something like that. But I'm just glad it was good. I'm just glad I had fun with it, and that's really what it comes down to. It's a delightful film to watch. Like, you're gonna have fun with it, you're gonna enjoy it, you're gonna come out of it just like liking these new characters, these adventures they go on, and you'll feel excited to see what comes next. I saw this Facebook post, episode 8 is 523 days away. So, we got time. I mean, that Rogue One movie's coming out next year, and that looks exciting. But yeah, I think this is once again evident that, everyone said that, oh, Disney bought Star Wars, so it'll turn out bad. This is evidence that, of all the major things that Disney has purchased, Pixar, Marvel, and I think one or two other things, it didn't turn out bad. Now, granted, I'm just looking at one movie here, but I think, yeah, I think this has potential to be great. And, they're respectful to the fans and to everything. And, they were smart not to let George Lucas involved. That was a smart decision. But yeah, as it stands, I really like this movie. I'm going to watch it a few more times. I couldn't get tickets today. Like, I don't know how my friend got this. He got tickets to 10 p.m. on Thursday. And I love going to those Thursday night screenings because you get the real crowd. You get the real crowd, and I can tell you, just like when Han Solo and Chewbacca first shows up and everyone is like cheering their brains out, that is a moment you will only ever get in the theater. And when the opening crawl comes up, it is a long time ago in a galaxy far, far away, and then you see the Star Wars logo with a big space background. And when everyone started cheering to that, you're in for something special. Like when everyone's cheering at the opening crawl, that is a moment that you only get in theaters. So yeah, as it stands, yes, you should absolutely watch this movie. And there's only two ways to look at it. You either like Star Wars or you're wrong. I don't know, I saw that on Reddit somewhere. That was funny. But yeah, I give this a very high... I give it a 9 out of 10. I'm definitely going to watch it again, so that score might fluctuate, but as it stands, I really enjoyed it. Yeah, I will do a spoiler review, but I'm not going to do that until I watch it a second time, because I don't want to get any details wrong. But what do you guys think? Did you enjoy it? Did it feel a little too similar? Did it hit you in the right places? I mean, look, like I came out of this film just liking, like I said, that my favorite thing about this movie is its characters. They're great characters. They have believable motivations. They have good dialogue, and it helps that they're played by some great actors. I hope, John Boyega and Daisy Ridley, I hope they go far. I want to see what else they do. I mean, they're just great actors. Daisy Ridley especially. Like I'm glad she's the lead character, It's great. And yeah, I'm a fan now. I want her action figure. I want Rey's action figure. But this has been a Captain's Review, and I'll see you guys in the comments.